Welcome back to This Day in Irish History. I'm your host, Raymond Welsh. Before we dive into today's story, if you'd like to explore other significant events that happened on this day in Irish history, visit thisdayirishhistory.com. The link is in the episode description. Now, let's journey back to May 7th, 1720, and the deeply controversial execution of James Cotter the Younger in Cork, a moment that reverberated across Ireland and into the heart of Jacobite memory. James Cotter the Younger was born into a prominent Catholic family in County Cork. His father, Sir James Cotter, had been a staunch supporter of the deposed King James II and the Jacobite cause, a loyalty that carried significant consequences in post-Williamite Ireland. After the defeat of James II in the Williamite War, the Protestant ascendancy was firmly established, and Catholics like the Cotters were systematically pushed out of political, military, and economic power. Yet, despite the odds, the Cotter family managed to hold on to some of their land and influence in County Cork, thanks in large part to their wealth, local support, and the strategic social manoeuvring of Sir James. When Sir James Cotter died in 1705, the young James was still a minor. He was raised under the watchful eyes of Protestant guardians, appointed by the authorities to ensure that he would not be educated in the Catholic faith. These efforts failed. Cotter remained devoutly Catholic and carried on his father's Jacobite sympathies, a decision that would ultimately seal his fate. By the time he reached adulthood, James Cotter had become a well-known figure in Cork society, a landowner, a charismatic speaker, and a man of undeniable influence among the local Catholic gentry. But in the eyes of the Protestant establishment, he was also a dangerous symbol of resistance. In the spring of 1720, Cotter was arrested and charged with high treason. The accusations were vague and poorly substantiated, centering on alleged plots to incite rebellion and supposedly seditious activities tied to the Jacobite cause. The trial that followed was widely condemned as a sham. It was conducted under the framework of the Penal Laws, which heavily curtailed the rights of Catholics and ensured they could not receive a fair trial. Cotter was denied proper legal counsel, and the jury was drawn entirely from the Protestant elite. Witnesses against him were suspect, their testimonies contradictory and politically convenient. The outcome seemed predetermined. On May 7th, 1720, James Cotter was hanged in Cork before a large crowd. He was just 22 years old. To many observers, both then and since, the execution had less to do with any proven act of treason, and more to do with his Catholicism, his refusal to renounce his faith, and his family's lingering Jacobite loyalties. His death provoked immediate outrage among the local Catholic community. Mourners flooded the streets, and a funeral procession through the city turned into a protest. Ballads were sung in his honour, and his name began to circulate as a martyr for the cause of Irish Catholic resistance. The legacy of James Cotter the Younger endured long after the gallows had done its work. He was immortalized in Jacobite folklore and remembered in countless songs and poems as a nobleman cut down for his faith and his loyalty. For many, he embodied the broader injustices inflicted upon Catholics during the penal era, a man not simply punished but politically executed to send a message to others who might challenge the status quo. His story also highlights the brutal enforcement of the Penal Laws, which sought to erase Catholic influence from Irish life and suppress any remnants of Jacobite sentiment. These laws targeted education, property ownership, and religious practice, effectively institutionalizing a regime of oppression that lasted well into the 18th century. James Cotter's execution is a stark reminder of how Ireland's turbulent religious and political history often intersected in deadly ways. His death, while not halting the penal laws or the Protestant ascendancy, helped galvanize a sense of resistance that would simmer for generations. The name Cotter became shorthand for a type of quiet but powerful defiance, echoing through time in the hearts of those who longed for a different Ireland. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Ireland's rich past. Please like and subscribe, and until next time, I'm Raymond Welsh. Slán go foil.